Okay, I'm going to try something new on this coil that I have not done on any of my others. But I've had trouble as I wind over the cotton with the cotton sliding back because of the tension in the windings. So I'm going to take a piece of masking tape. I'm going to put it here in the very end piece, and I'm going to really wrap it on there tight. And that's going to hold down this cotton covering and keep it from sliding back. Plus, it's going to help protect the wire here at the end from hitting the wires under it. So I'm not worried about it messing up the capillary action of the water in the cotton or anything. For one, as this masking tape, it will slowly with time allow electrolyte to pass through it. The other reason I'm not worried about it is we have so much exposed cotton. We have so much exposed cotton on the wire covering and on this piece of cotton here that I'm not worried about it. I suppose if you guys, if it bothers you in some way, you can come up with something else, but this is what we're doing on this one. There we go. So now we'll remove this clamp and we'll start the next set of windings. This part is very important. It's important that you keep the copper on the top. It's also important that as you start these new windings, that this iron doesn't sneak down behind this masking tape anywhere and touch the copper wire under it. So far it looks like we're doing pretty good. Okay, now we're coming to our first overlap with the wire that we have in the course below. So you can see that we want to keep them tight just as before. It'll be a little harder to slide them up tight now because we're on top of cotton. We're not right on the iron, but again, very important that you keep the wires close to each other. You keep nice winds. I'll turn the camera back on here when I get up to that splice. I'll show you what I do to go around the splices. Alright, we're coming up on the splice here. I don't know if you can see, but the splice is running right under there. So I'm going to come up close to it on one side. You can see that cotton covered copper wire is going right by the splice on this side. Now I'm going to have to come along here, and as I come to this side, instead of going again and trying to go up and over it, I'm going to put a bend around it on this side. And then I'm going to return back next to these wires. And then I'm just going to try to even out that bend over the next few winds. And I'll do that by leaving a small amount of space on the back side. I know this is going to mess it up a little bit and all, but hey, it's the way I do it. I'm sure there's better ways to do it. One of the best solutions would be to find a supplier of this wire that sells it in a lot larger, longer rolls. That would be the ultimate solution in my mind. So anyway, you can see that I've compensated for that. We're now coming back with a nice even winding here. And I don't know if you can tell, but on the next course, when I press down this cotton, that's just going to be a very small bulge. We'll be able to work out the splice here in another layer or two of cotton. Okay, you can see here that we're coming to the finish line on the second layer on our Nathan Stubblefield coil. Again, very important that you really look in these cracks and make sure that you don't get any separation that would allow you to go down and touch the wires below. Alright, we're almost done here with this layer. Okay, it's starting to get tight in there, so I will stop it right there, and we'll just pinch that off. Alright, now for the fun stuff. Again, we need to check and see what we're getting on this coil. We have not wet down any of the wire or the cotton on this layer yet. So the layer below is wet. but this new layer will also need to be wet down. Alright, let's see what we're getting here. First of all, let's check and make sure that we're not shorted. We are not. That is a good thing. Alright, our voltage is at 0.7 volts again. That's really good. We're at 13 or so milliamps. Not bad. It's very common for it to fluctuate down from what it was in the last reading. So I'm not all concerned about that. My coils have run anywhere completed from 10 to 30 milliamps, some up to 50. Alright, we're going to go ahead and wet down this layer. You can see the milliamps now rapidly rising up. We're up to 18. We'll be up to 20 milliamps here with just 2 layers, I predict. Alright, so that's on its way up past 20 milliamps. Again, not really the most important thing about these coils. Again, we are going for electromagnetic effect. So let's get our compass hooked up on this coil and see how we're doing in that respect, because that's what really matters. Alright, hopefully you can see this in the camera. We'll let it stabilize here. Alright, let's check. Alright, I'm seeing a lot more swing on that compass. I hope you can see that in the camera, because that's really important. That's what we're shooting for. So on our second layer we already have 20 milliamps, and we're getting some good action on the compass. So that's just going to increase with the layers, and I will go ahead and